All right, good afternoon once again. You are all welcome to our maiden edition of Financial Literacy webinar by Elliott Investment and Securities. So before we proceed, kindly signify if you can hear me clearly, maybe by making use of a reaction or something. All right, thank you so much. So today I'll be the host and we'll have my colleague and Omalade join us on the webinar where she'll be delivering a presentation on the subject matter that is the budgeting and cash flow mastery, how it matters and all what we need to know as regards that. But before we proceed, there are some things we need to let you guys know about what we do at Elliott Investment and Securities. We all know that Elliott Investments and Securities, most of us know that this firm is an asset management firm, but in some cases, there are some people that are not really aware or that are not really conversant with how asset management firms works or what they do basically, right? So, and that is exact reason why we are making like a brief recap of what the firm does and everything you need to know about our products. So, Elliott Investments and Securities is an asset management firm, just like the name implies, and we achieve financial stability and wealth creation as one of our frontline objectives, right? So we have core philosophy, that is our mission to empower individuals of all background to build sustainable wealth through financial education and investing services. And also, we have a vision to build a world of sustainable financial well-being for all, regardless of your race, gender, ethnic group, or any other things that might be of restriction to how you live as a human. So, and our key product and services, this is where it gets serious because as a firm, we have our products and we have services we rendered to our clients, right? So the first product we have here is Elliott Fixed Returns Investment, which we call AFXRI. So a low risk flagship product offering guaranteed fixed return up to 25% per annum. And we have flexible durations, 90 to 360 days with a low entry barrier. You can enter with as low as 5,000 naira. So we also have portfolio management services. This is one of our front running service as a asset management firm. So portfolio management is one of the key things we do. We manage portfolios of clients. We see how these portfolios are behaving in the stock market and everything. So we have customized investment solutions tailored to individual risk profiles and goals. We also have target minimum annual returns of 25% subject to how market performs, that is the market opportunity, with a minimum investment of 10,000 naira. And the last one here, we have financial planning and advisory, that is FP&A. We plan the financials of our clients and we also advise them on the right investments to opt for and any other things that has to do with their retirement planning, their wealth preservation, the debt management and risk assessment, which I do. So before I go further, I could see I am here to introduce myself. I'm so sorry about that. My name is Abdulkadir Fasasi and I do risk and compliance at Elliott Investment and Securities. So we also have track record and differentiators. So we have proven performance. That is, we have clients that have tested our product and they've seen what they invested in, their returns and everything. We also have 30% for PMS. Our average annualized returns of 30% for PMS, that is our portfolio management service, and 25% for EFXRI, with a history of timely payouts to our clients. So inclusivity, we also emphasize serving everyone, making finance accessible through low minimum investment. So here, basically, our target or our clients are low or middle income earners. So although we also do more of high net worth individuals, but what we are so big on, or those that we could see around us, are low income and middle income earners, and that is exact reason why we are so big on them, right? So these are the services we offer. The services are customized based on individual clients' needs, whether for real estate investments, business launches, or long term savings. So that is basically what earlier investment is all about. So if you should hear about earlier investment and securities, at least you have a proper idea of proper view of what the firm does and everything that has to do with the firm. So that is that about earlier investment and securities. So before I hand over to our presenter today in name of Anne Omolade, my colleague in the risk management division of the firm. So I'd like to take a market recap, how markets performed over the week. So the top gainers, the top decliners, and some other things we need to know about the market over the week. So give me a moment, please. So if you can still hear me clearly, can you just signify by making use of reaction or something? All right, thank you so much. All right, so for our market reports for the week, so we have the equity here. We have a total turnover of 7.662 billion shares, worth 252.566 billion in 345,118 deals was traded this week by investors on the floor of the exchange, in contrast to a total of 4.652 billion shares valued at 193.326 billion that's exchanged and last week in 286 1,751 deals. So the financial services industry measured by volume led the activity chart with 5.625 billion shares valued at 113.599 billion naira traded in 129.729 deals, just contributing to like 73.1% and 44.98% of the total equity turnover volume and value respectively. So the services industry followed with 493.231 million shares worth 5.866 billion naira in 30,396 deals. And the third place was the oil and gas industry with a turnover of 425.657 million shares worth 35.742 billion in 23,136 deals. So trading in the top three equities, namely FCMB Group PLC, Access Holdings PLC, and Zenith Bank PLC, measured by their volume, accounted for 3.594 billion shares worth 69.147 billion naira in 33,802 deals, contributing to 46.90% and 26.38 to the total equity turnover volume and value respectively. So looking at the ETP, when I say ETP, it has to do with the exchange traded products. So this product, it could be like exchange traded commodities, it could be exchange traded funds or exchange traded notes. So the accumulation of these three is what gives ETP, that is exchange traded products. And we also have the performing range of this ETP too. So we have a total of 3.837 million units valued at 547.380 million naira were traded this week in 5,252 deals, compared to the total of 8.741 million units valued at 1.544 billion naira transacted last week in 7,784 deals. So we have Vet Bank here with 548 deal and 1,000 or 1,102,071 volume with 35,337,842.07. We also have Vet Grit 30, Vet Goods, Lotus, Alal, Vet Index, and Marvelous MER Growth, SIAM, LETF, 40, New Gold, etc., with total of 5,252 deals, 3,837,255 volume, and 547,379,681.83 value. So for the bonds, we have FG Sukuk. So for FG Sukuk, this is for halal product. That is those that are in ethical finance, like the Lotus Capital, and so like Jaiz Bank and some other Islamic finance firms that do more of halal products, right? So this is FG Sukuk. They have 8 deals. They have 104,000 and 100 volume and 114,755,631 value, followed by Taj Suk KS2. We also have Taj Suk S1, FG Sukuk 2031 S4, up till 9 securities, and we have the total deals of 39. We also have 246,779 volume for the bonds, and we also have 256,628,603.81 value. And for our top gainers, yeah, we have Zix Agro Allied Industry with opening of 10.80 naira, 17.36 close with a gain of 6.52. They have a percentage change of 60.74. We also have Japan Gold and Ventures PLC with a open price of 2.51. We also have a close price of 4.02 and a percentage gain of 1.51. So we have Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank PLC with a opening price of 9.90, a closing price of 15.75 with a gain of 5.85. We also have Fortis Global Insurance PLC with a opening price of 0.39 and 0.60 closing price and a percentage gain of 0.21. We also have Jaiz Bank PLC with a opening price of 8.30, a closing price of 11.00, and a percentage gain of 2.70. For the top decliners, we have RT Briscoe PLC here with the opening price of 17.42, but unfortunately, they close at 13.08 with a percentage loss of 3.62. We also have Mercure Industries PLC with 0.4 open price, and they close at 84.25 with a loss of 19.75. We have Triple G and Company PLC with a opening price of 6.65. They close at 5.40 and 1.25 loss. And the last one here, we have Sovereign Trust Insurance. We have opening price for them for 2.80. We have closing price of 2.32 and a loss of minus 0.48. So those are the top price gainers and top losers in the stock exchange markets today. And so there is a particular update that just got out. Was it not yesterday? Yeah, yesterday evening, about a particular company. The company is also listed in the stock exchange, so they are looking at generating more revenue in the stock exchange market, but unfortunately it failed. So the company is Ella Lakes. So their audacious public offer failed, unfortunately. So they announced yesterday. Yesterday was 20, right? So they announced that their offer failed. Their 235 billion offer, public offer, failed to meet the minimum subscription threshold required by the Securities and Exchange Commission. So despite an extension of the offer period from December 5 to December 19 with a crazy publicity or marketing, but unfortunately behind the offer presentation at the NGX, the company was still unable to attract the necessary capital. Right. So analysts point to a combination of maybe valuation friction. For example, now 12.50 offer price versus current financial losses and a liquidity squeeze caused by the ongoing banking recapitalization exercise as the primary reason for their under subscription. Although there could be some other reasons, maybe their financials are not saying the right words for the investors, because investors are not dullards or intentional investors. They have to look at the health status of any company before they can easily put their funds into it. So a forward-looking investors will do their due diligence on the particular company that wants to raise capital through the stock exchange, and see if there is problem somewhere or if they are going to gain, because for every investors their main aim is to earn good returns at the end of at the end of their investments, right? So the NGX or the SEC has already instructed them to start disbursing or refunding those that already invested in them. And I believe they will do that through the platform they used for the shares subscription. So for everyone that invested in the company, you'll be able to like get their full payments for the shares invested. And also this is more like a call up or a call to action to other companies that are looking for us to trading their shares in the exchange. They have to get it right, have good analysts, do their financials, know how best they can go with it, go to the best investment firms doing valuations for companies, let them exercise what the outcome of the investment is going to look like, or the outcome of the subscription is going to look like. We have different firms doing IB, merger and acquisition, IPO positioning, and everywhere in the country. So they can always make use of that before announcing any subscription to their shares. So that is that about the market report. So the next part will be the presentation part that will be taken by my colleague and Omolade. So the topic today is budgeting and cash flow mastery, and the floor is all yours. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Abdulkadir. Good evening once again, everyone. My name is Anne Omalade. I'm a qualified chartered accountant and a risk officer at Eliad. Thank you. So, without wasting much of our time, let us go straight into the presentation. I'll be sharing my screen now, and I'm coming, please. Can we see my screen? Can someone signify, maybe through an emoji or something? All right, thank you. So, our webinar today, we'll be talking about cash flow mastery, how to transition from survivor spending to strategic wealth creation. And we'll be talking about a lot of things, like my colleague said in his introduction. We'll be talking about cash flow, we'll be talking about budgeting, we'll be talking about how to transition from struggling with our spending to and complaining all the time to actually creating wealth, even from the little that we think we earn. A lot of times, people think their problem is cash flow, but in the real sense, it is budgeting. And that's why you see someone who earn a moderate salary of, let's say, 300k to 500k naira, of course, and complaining all the time of being broke, this one, that one. The person's problem is not income. It is not, oh, I earn low, I'm not earning enough. The person's problem is the money management. So, firstly, we need to delve into what cash flow is and how to plan our money in a proper way. So what is cash flow? Without going into all these accounting um terminologies, I'll just try to be as simple as possible, as calm as possible, not to confuse us with anything. So, cash flow is the movement of money into and out of a person's business or organization. It can be movement of money into your business, it can be movement of money into your personal life. And I believe those of us here, some of us have businesses, some of us are 9 to 5 workers, some of us have jobs that pays us salary at the end of the month. So cash flow is basically the money that comes into our hands and money that goes out. Simply, to put in a mathematical term, I said cash flow is equals to money coming in and money going out. On the other hand, what is budgeting? Budgeting is making a plan for how you will spend and save your money. It helps you decide where your money should go instead of wondering where the money went to. So budgeting is, oh, at the end of this month, I'll be getting paid 200,000 naira. Okay, how do I spend this money? Okay, I think I'll allocate 20,000 naira for transport. I'll allocate 10,000 naira for flexing or impulse buying. I'll allocate 50,000 naira for feeding for this month. I will invest also amount, and not just, oh, I have 200,000 naira. Let's just see how things go. Let me flow with the vibe, and before you know it, before the end of 1 week, your money is gone and you are wondering, oh, where did my money go to? What did I even buy? What did I even spend money on? The economy is this and that. No, that is not your problem. Your problem is you are not making plans for your money. You are not budgeting for the right things. I would like to give an illustration. When two friends earned an average amount of 300,000 naira per month, one spends everything. Like immediately the person get the money, the person is just flexing, going to this place, going to that place, just enjoying their lives. But the other person, on the other hand, saves, invests, plans for his money, and in 5 years' time, if their income does not grow, that is, they still maintain any that 300,000 monthly, in 5 years they will both have different results, definitely, because one person is investing, putting his money in the right places, buying stocks, buying this, buying that, and something is coming in, probably buying shares, the person is receiving dividends, something is coming into his pockets back, is being strategic about how he spends his money, and the other person on the other hand is just enjoying life. Definitely at the end of that 5 years, the person investing, putting money in several investment plans, we have more at the end of the day. Now let's go to survivor spending. What is survivor spending? Survivor spending basically is spending to meet immediate needs only. You are spending all your money. Oh, I want to buy a nice shoe. The shoe is 150k and you have 200,000 in your account. There are people that do not mind buying that shoe, like as long as they have the shoe, they I don't I that's how they are built, like, but they shouldn't be built that way, but that's how they reason. And I believe at the end of this lesson, at the end of this class, our mindsets will definitely shift. So survival spending is spending to meet immediate needs, no planning for future. There are people who do not, they are just moving with the flow. Basically, they don't have financial plans for the future. It shouldn't be. No savings or investments, constant financial pressure. They are always under financial pressure because they do not have a plan for the for whatever that is coming in for them. As they are receiving the money, they are spending it. That is what survivor spending is basically all about. What are the signs of survivor spending? Like, what are the things you will see and you will know, oh, I think I'm in a survival mode. One of it is when your salary finishes quickly. Before your money comes in, before you collect your salary at the end of the month, you see that you're already broke again. Why? Probably because you borrowed money before the end of the month. You've had so many things you've had to sort out. Like before your money comes in, the money has already finished. You are definitely on a survival mode, and what what is happening to you is survival spending. When there is no emergency savings, as an individual, there are different type of savings we should have, and one of it is emergency savings. And what does emergency saving, what does it do for you? It is when you are in a situation that you need money urgently, you have an emergency, probably health wise, even academics, you need money for something urgently. You should have an emergency savings somewhere where you can just quickly go to and pull out some funds to quickly run one or two things, and not necessarily have to borrow all the time when you need money for something. That's not the right way, that's not the proper way to plan your money. Frequent borrowing, like I mentioned earlier, when you're always borrowing from people, it means you're on survival mode. Financial stress from unexpected expenses. um it is common that people do not have plans for their expenses. People just spend money anyhow, and it shouldn't be. All expenses you should always have a budget for something, for everything you want to do. Like I mentioned earlier, you cannot just go about like spending recklessly. You are not even considering saving, not to talk of investing. Your expenses should be calculated, they should be budgeted for. But when you're in a situation whereby you don't plan for all these things, definitely you'll be under financial stress from when these expenses shows up. Serious expenses, maybe things you ought to have planned or budgeted for, and they are just showing up, and you start panicking. Oh, where will I get this money from? Where will I get this? It shouldn't be. So how then do we go from survival spending to strategic wealth allocation? But before we go into the ways of going from survival spending to strategic wealth allocation, we have to understand what strategic wealth allocation is all about. Strategic wealth allocation is a long-term plan for how you divide your money across different types of investments to grow and protect it. That is, it is not something that happens between a short period of time. It is a long-term plan. And in finance, they'll always say something that you should diversify your portfolio and know the amount of risk you can take. So strategic wealth allocation is a long-term plan for how you divide your money across different types of investments to grow and protect it. It is using money intentionally to grow your future, planning spending, saving consistently, and investing wisely. It is not enough for you to save once in a while. If you want to save and get there, like, you have to be consistent first of all. You have to be intentional about it. You have to decide, oh, okay, I am starting today, and this is my goal plan. This is my goal. This is what I want to achieve. This is how I intend to achieve it. This is how I intend to grow my money. So that is how you build strategic wealth. And what are the steps to strategic wealth allocation? Step one, tracking your money. Please, can we still hear me? All right. Thank you. Okay. Step one, track your money. Sorry, I'm coming. I have a problem. All right. So the first step is to track your money. How do you track your money? The first thing you can do is track your daily expenses.
What happened now? You said I get my own now.
Please, can we mute our mics? Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Okay. So the first step is tracking your money. By tracking your money, I mean track what comes in for you, track what goes out. If you earn 500,000 naira per month, you know my inflow every month is 500,000. Same way, you have to track your expenses. I do recommend something for people. If you are always complaining about spending so much money and you don't even know where your money goes to, one of the first things I tell people is track your feeding. At times you think, oh, buying 2,000 naira food there, buying 3,000 naira food there, buying 4,000 naira food there is small amount, until you actually maybe open an Excel sheet, start recording your um expenses on feeding. If you start recording them every day, at the end of the month you will realize you spend so much on buying food. And once you realize, oh, this is my problem, what you would do, excuse me, is to cut down that particular expenses. Maybe start cooking, start doing bulk cooking, look for a way to cut it down in order to save more and use the money for reasonable things. Secondly, you have to identify waste. What is wasting, what is taking, aside from feeding, what other thing is taking more from me? Is it maybe internet, buying data all the time, buying data that is not bringing in money back to you all the time? Is it buying unnecessary things, maybe things you want and not things you need? Impulse buying, some people's impulse buying is as high as it can be as high as 50,000 naira. Like, you did not plan for something and you just saw it. Oh, I saw this nice thing. You did not have a prior plan or budget for it and you just brought out the money and bought it. No, it shouldn't be. Another thing we should do is small expenses. Eventually, you notice they become big money. When you buy, you are thinking, oh, this drink, how much is it? It's just 4,000 naira now. I can be buying it every day. At the end of the month, at the end of the year, when you realize you spent millions on that particular thing, that's when you will know. And I would like everyone on this call to try that out. Whatever it is you think that is taking money from you, open an Excel sheet, write the name of the stuff. Oh, feeding, drinking, clothes for my girlies, clothes, shoes, jewelries. Maybe every time you go out, you see something and you just buy them without having a prior plan that, oh, I tend to buy this and I've been saving up for this thing. And at the end of the month, see how much you spent on those things. Then think, are these things, are they your needs? Are they wants? If they are needs, then maybe you can just look for a way to cut them. But if they are wants, then you can do away with them. So, and you know how to reduce the money and put the money in better things, in better investments, in better opportunities that will yield more for you eventually. Step two is identify your needs versus your wants. What are your needs? Your needs are rent, their food, their transport, their utilities. Of course, you need to eat every day. You need that energy, of course. So you need to eat, you need to pay your rent. If you don't own a house yet, you cannot be sleeping on that bridge or be trekking up and down, of course. So those are the important things. They are your needs that are okay. These things are really important. How do I
Hello,
s-
and can you hear me clearly? I'm so sorry to interrupt you. Hello, can you hear me?
yes, I can.
Please, we don't really have much time on our end, so I would like if you can round it up as fast as possible. Thank you so much. So there'll
All
be
right.
room for question and answer. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. So you need to identify your needs, you need to identify your wants. Your wants are luxury items, eating out, buying gadgets that you do not budget for. Okay, so what is survivor versus strategic mindset? Survivor mindset is spend first, save leftovers, short term focus. Strategic is plan first, save first, long term thinking. So the 50/30/20 rule, the rule of which is the rule of budgeting. 50% of your income should go to your needs, 30% on wants, 20% on savings and investment. But this rule can be adjusted according to how you want it to be. Sorry. So like my colleague said while introducing our firm, our company, one of the ways you can start investing, because a lot of people, their problem might be that they don't, it's not that they don't want to invest or they don't want to save, but they do not actually know where or how to start. And that is what we do in our firm. We help you grow your money. If you have a fund you want to invest, we are a fund asset management firm. We can invest for you, then we'll give you your returns based on the agreements we have with you. So you can start with that. You can, and like you said, you can start with as little as 5,000 naira, and you just have to be determined. Okay, I'll be investing 10,000 naira every month. Okay, I'll be buying this stock. I'll buy these shares every month. You just need to start from somewhere, and according to this rule, you can make up your mind to be saving 20% of your monthly income on savings, on emergency savings, or on investment. So what are the benefits of cash flow mastery? Financial peace, reduce stress, wealth creation. You have peace of mind. You won't have to be thinking about, oh, where will this money go to? Where will this money come from all the time? 30-day action plan. Track your expenses daily. Create a simple budget. Save 10 to 20% monthly, at least 10%. But you can do more than that. You can save up to even 50% if you can afford to. Start investing. Investing is good, and we can help you. If you don't know how to start or where to start from, at the end of this program you can reach out to us and we'll give you our plans, and you can decide on which one to start with. Key takeaway: money management is more important than income. Track your cash flow, save first, invest consistently, think long term and not short term. Conclusion: wealth is not built by chance. Intentional Wealth is built by intentional decisions. Start small and stay consistent. Your financial future depends on how you manage your income. Start today. Small actions create wealth. And that will be all from me. Thank you. And now I'll take any questions.
All right, that's a good presentation from you, and well done. So just like Anne said, the main reason why we have this, or one of our key pillars in at Elliott Investment and Securities, is financial literacy, and that is why we are doing this, right? So while we are talking about budgeting, I would like you to answer a particular question that it has been kind of bothering me. So, for example, now, how can someone with irregular income, like a freelancer or entrepreneur, build a reliable cash flow system? Please, just like 2 minutes or 1 minute answer. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Abdul Qadir, for that question. Um, as a freelancer, at least you per month or per gig, there's a particular amount that comes in for you. Let's say per gig you get 100,000 naira. You just have to plan towards that particular amount. If you've decided that, oh, my savings will be 20%, that is, you'll be saving 20,000 naira on that 100k. And if your income on a particular gig increases to maybe like 300,000, you can still decide to maintain the 20%, or if at that point in time it's convenient for you to increase it. To me, I think it is wiser if if you decide to increase it, actually, because if you are saving 20k on, if you can afford to save 20k on 100,000 naira, or invest 20k on 100,000 naira, then when you get 300,000 naira, so it should be progressive, actually. As your income is increasing, I think the amount you should be saving and investing should also increase. So when you get 300,000 naira a gig, you should be able to save or invest 40,000 naira also. So I think that's how to go about that.
All right, thank you so much for the answer. So, is there anyone here that have 1 or 2 questions before we call it a day? If you have any question, just signify by raising up your hand. So I'll get to. All right. So do you have any other person?
I think Daniel is raising his hand.
Yeah, I could see it. I just want us to know the number of people that will be asking questions, so we can know how to tailor the time. All right. So in the absence of just Daniel, so you can go on to ask your question.
Okay, and thank you, Aunt, for the presentation. Uh, I want to ask, I want to ask about, let me paint a scenario rather, and bring the question out for me. So imagine you have a budget like now, and you put your money, now you should go and things like that, and all of a sudden, there's a particular day you have to like go out, like rush from your house, and you forgot to cook, you get. So when you get out, like you bought drunks to just like used to hold yourself before you get back home. And that's not like something you plan for, like you just have to use the money to just get because you have to eat. At that point, you say you're going out of budget, or I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Are you saying the person is going out of his budget? Because I feel I need to do that thing so that I have strength to work. But it's not something I planned for because of the situation I was in. So will you call that going out of budget, or I'm still in my budget?
All right, thank you for that question, Daniel. Well, if it happens once, like, it is not something that happens often, it happens once in a while, you are not going out of your budget. And even while creating a budget, you have to make provisions for miscellaneous expenses. So like you explained now, this situation, the money can come from, oh, the extra cash you've set aside for in case of things like this. So that does not mean you are going out of your budget.
All right. So Olayinka, you can go on to ask your question, but please be very fast with it. The time is not by our side anymore. Thank you. Hello, Olayinka, can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear
Hello?
you.
About the investment, how we going to get in contact with you guys about the investing stuff you said about. Hello?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
About the investing you said
Okay.
after you, how do you get in contact with you?
Oh, okay. After this training, we'll reach out to you.
Okay.
Olayinka Bawo. All right.
Okay.
All right, Olayinka, is that your only question?
Yes, yes, yes.
All right. So before we end the call, we are also going to drop an email address where you can always reach out to in case you have any question about our product or any other things you might want to know about us. So you can always shoot a mail. We'll be willing to see to your need. I don't know if you get that. All right. So do we have any other question? This call is about to end. Okay, so in the absence of none, thank you so much, Eli and Omolade for this presentation. I hope those that are on call today will be able to like get what budgeting truly means and know how better to structure their investments or how they can go about it about their investments and also their budgeting, what they need to do about it, how best they can mitigate some of the ways they spend recklessly, right? So yeah, that will be the end of today's webinar. I'll drop the email address in the chat box for you to quickly see it now. So you can always shoot email to us if you have any other things you would like to know about us. So give me a moment, please. All right, so I just dropped the email address for you to reach out to. So thank you so much for opening on this, and we look forward to having something similar in the next few weeks. So thank you so much. You can leave the call now.